tēnā koutou katoa whānau. I'm called Jack Tokuingua. We have put up a proposal in Fund 10's open source developer ecosystem to create a educational video series on token engineering. So what is token engineering? Well, token engineering is about the design, the verification and optimization of token-based economies. This discipline blends sort of elements from economics, game strategies, game theory, market design, and much more to ensure our digital economies are robust, adaptable, and most importantly, a fair system for everyone. And so the end goal is to create a scalable digital economy that can essentially, well, economies that can adapt to evolve within a complex environment. So why do we need token engineering? Well, the Cardano ecosystem is built on the foundation of rigorous research and solid engineering, with a commitment to sustainability, embracing systems that champion fairness, resilience, and inclusivity. So it's not just a choice, it's really just a reflection on Cardano's core values. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of complex systems design, refining our incentive structures and how we design control mechanisms can significantly influence the operation of these systems. It's through the lens of continuous improvement that the Cardano ecosystem and its community can further its mission, leveraging token engineering to really shape a more, or what I believe, a more equitable digital future. So we will provide sort of a introductory video outlining the course curriculum and share the journey of how myself, a commercial arts major, software engineer, Plutus contract person that can, and Johan, a mechanical engineer, as well as Joe, who has been working on with Impact Cardano, with Venture Center and whatnot, to inspire and attract more talent on Cardano with regards to token engineering. We'll also provide tutorials, code, mostly documentation around the notebooks and stuff, useful sources of information. I think we'll be providing along the lines of 6 video tutorials covering each engineering content, as well as other tips and tricks and all that stuff. Not going too deep, but also touching on the things that are mostly be brought over in a generalistic structure. And so the knowledge and skills that you acquire from this course will hopefully open doors to many opportunities, and will empower you to contribute to projects that also create your own token system designs, create value, and ultimately shape, our digital future at the economic layer. And so we ask you to sort of spread awareness of sort of this token engineering, share and vote for this proposal. And the long-term goal here is to really make Cardano a hub of token engineering, and to spread the awareness. Just even the mention and the default understanding of token engineering will be great. But that's me. To change the financial operating system, we need to understand how tokens can incentivize and disincentivize collective behavior. So thanks for the time. It's been great to be here, and that's me. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
So I was kind of got thrown on this at me last minute, so I hope I did well, and trying to slam together as something. But yeah, any questions, guys? Fire away. Any hands? Any hands up there? Yes, Peter.
Yeah,
go right ahead.
Good to see you here. Could you share a bit about the production you mentioned, or how do you plan to do the tutorials?
Mostly how I go about it is really just the sort of, because I do come from like a commercial sort of film arts degree, so I mostly did music production and a little bit of a couple of film festivals on the side, and sort of use those to put that into my processing workflow when it comes to making videos, which is basically just coming with storyboards, scripts. I do a lot of the animations in-house. I do motion graphics using Adobe products, Blender, I composite that. I use DaVinci to then throw everything together, and then package that all up with, you know, subtitles, translations, screen recording software as well. I mean, it's all structured based on, and that's in terms of my workflow, is how I do it. As for the subjects, it's a little bit more complex, because these aren't exactly easy topics, and how I might, you know, how we could actually turn that into something, into a package that people can understand in a short time frame, you know, that's not easy. So a lot will be kind of done at the pre-production side rather than the actual post, which is a lot easier to do. But yeah, that's you know, we've accounted for that in the buffer. So yeah. Hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Alisa.
Alyssa, yeah.
Yeah, so I have a question for your project. Like, can you explain us more about your modding plan? I just hear that you were saying about how to build the product, like by making videos. So how you can make your product like closer to the community?
If I'm interpreting that right, how I can make the product, how I can outreach that to the community a bit, what's my plan for that?
Yeah.
Was that kind of questions? More or less through, you know, places like Eastern Town Hall. We got social media on our Twitter space, Twitter, you know, just Twitter, mostly through, I think I was in process of actually hosting up a site that was also and developing that really quick to basically make that as an entry point to host all these videos, which would eventually just be on YouTube, and all that. So that's kind of as far as the extent I've done, and also reporting and measuring those metrics using Orbit, as in to measure the velocity of the engagement. But yeah, Telegram, Discord, the community channels, Johan and I will sort of in and out of that and really just trying to promote that as much as we can, as well as Joe really helping on the community side, so that I can really more focus on the actual, you know, labor part that is making the videos. I hope that sort of helps. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Yeah.
Jan.
Yeah. Hey, Jack. How do I
Hi, how's
contribute?
it going?
It's good, thank you. It's not a question, it's more of how can I contribute to translating it into my native language? Because
well, you know how we did those, you know, when I was here before, those that you know, way back when, you know, we're translating that stuff. There's this interesting feature that I came across that makes my life a hell of a lot easier in DaVinci, that actually prints out all the captions for what I'm speaking. So I can actually get the SRT files and just send them to you your way with all the time codes. And you can just translate them like we did with the Git workflow thing that I've taught you and you guys before, and get that translated in Japanese and Indonesian. If we can really set that sort of relationship up again, if we would like to hack away at that.
to be honest, I do, because I've read the token engineering aspect of it, and I'm very interested in it because, as you mentioned, it's more of a research base. Because currently the tokens that are out there right now, it's very, for the lack of better terms, it can be further developed. So I'm really interested, and I'm looking forward to collaborating.
So we're really coming from it in a from a sort of the point of view that there's, you know, you have your NFTs, which are identifiable by name, and you've got things like people assume on a high level of cryptocurrencies as being a form of money. But, you know, there's a lot of in between in the form of the tokens and NFTs, which are, you know, these are really just, they're money-like, right? The NFTs are really just collective or in some form of private property right, that, you know, really interact with the exchange of smart contracts, how we scale, well, just any kind of contracting with property rights in general. And, you know, there's, you know, a whole bunch of other layers, but, you know, it goes really just beyond money, at least in my view, because, you know, we're sitting on top of an institutional technology here. So I think we have all the things we need to use that appropriately. Yeah.
One last question, Jack.
Yeah, sure.
this connects with the concept of the token engineering that you are currently developing. Why aren't you putting that up first, then you promote your tutorial? Is there a reason, or are you comfortable?
Sorry,
Mhm.
I didn't catch the first part. Why am I not promoting the TE? Is it the
Yes,
Token
that is
Engineering
correct.
Commons?
That is correct. Why are you
Ah, right.
focusing on the step by step and not the token engineering aspect first?
I think it's a matter of basically understanding like these things aren't easy. Step by step, people like step by steps. There is a trade-off to doing that. I get that, but also it's kind of a bit more learning by doing kind of thing. Maybe that might be a little bit of a way to help sort of integrate the process of understanding these concepts, or at least just being familiar with them. That the real outcome here is just is not actually being a full-on blow-on token engineer, right? And being able to, come up with these wacky systems that can, with all these controls and complex mechanisms, but rather more just, oh, I know what token engineering is, rather than basically from previous times that I've proposed this in previous funds, so, oh, it's a token drop. I want to shift that narrative from token drop to like, oh, it's a discipline, right? So that's the real goal here at the end of the day, for me at least.
That's great. You answered that, and there's the end part of your answer that I would like to share with everyone else. If there are no more questions, would you like to end the day?